Okay. All right. That shit lasts in your system for like 5 hours of just a small piece.
So at this point, I see her and I'm just like, I'm looking, and then like I see her walking by.
Wow, you're like a real like crackhead. So you were like really on drugs. Wow.
So I leaned over, and by time I leaned over to look like towards my left, she's leaning over like bent over looking at me like, nigga, I see you, and I'm like, I see you too.
No, I was like, what you're not gonna do is pretend you don't fucking see me.
But I don't
care who you with.
But I was gonna say hi, but I was gonna wait till homeboy passed by. I didn't know that was her boyfriend. Like, I was like, does she have a...
What if it was though?
Type?
But I don't. I know you told me
you can't say hi to your friend.
I told you what
is up with you.
What? I'm funny style.
No, but
why? What is that about?
What made you think that was my man? Like, what in that encounter made you think?
Because I could have swore you was dating a white dude at one time.
I've never been with a white man.
I don't know why I keep feeling like you date
in my
a
life.
white
Not
man.
that I'm opposed to it, but I have never been. This is like, it's not just coming from you. Like, I hear this very often.
Yo,
like,
you did some shit.
What am I giving off that I look like I'm dating a
You're
white
giving
man?
white.
Not that.
Yeah.
I do.
No, not to me.
I don't get
but
that.
I love you either way.
I love these niggas. No, you said you love me either
Yeah.
way. Thank you for that. I needed that. But what in that encounter made you think that we were together? Because I feel like it was so platonic.
I don't know. But then that goes with me assuming too, because people do it to me. The other day I went to, what was that, the Dream Machine, and like I knew when I look back at the photos of me and my coworker how it looked, I was like, damn, this shit look like a fucking date. I was like, this ain't no date, but I know people probably think, yeah, he go with the white girl, but it wasn't.
I go with the white
yeah.
man. Okay,
but
okay, got it. All right.
Noted.
But humanly, people make these assumptions all the time. Like you can't see somebody walking down the street with the opposite sex and someone. Maybe 1 out of 10 making an assumption that that's so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I met up with one of my old coworkers the other day, and she is a Korean woman, which already is. I mean, no shade to the Korean community.
One of my coworkers were Korean too.
Yeah,
it was a mix up.
Right, we were sitting at this restaurant. I know people kept looking over like, "Oh, look at them," and it was like, "No, don't look at us."
Look
actually,
at them. So modern.
Right, like look at us doing nothing.
Oh, you know what's even more funny?
Not so modern.
I went to the Dream Machine with my coworker, and the person working there was like, "Do you guys want to picture together?" And I was like. I mean, we could take
no.
We could take a pic, like,
sure, I guess.
I guess.
No seems shady, but yes seems like too giddy. You're like,
nah, we good.
No,
I'm like,
we good.
I didn't want to be like, we not together. You know, we here together, but we not
together. Said nah.
I mean,
no,
it was fine.
You.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But let's get back to you pretending not to see me, but then getting caught. So you say hello.
So
I did not.
Who was this young lady?
Yeah,
my homegirl.
What's her name?
Amanda.
So let me tell you about. Oh yeah, that was her name. She did because I was like, "Hi, I'm Akina."
Nice you are.
No, but because he wasn't gonna introduce her. He was really good.
Standing there. Nobody.
The worst. So he gets up and now he has his hands on my shoulder, and I'm like, "Get your fucking hands!"
Oh, very main
on my shoulder.
Like,
what's wrong with you? Because she's not looking like, who is this girl? And I'm like, kind of off kilter.
Don't say that, Malcolm. Don't say that on this podcast.
I'm kind of off kilter. I couldn't tell he was already drinking, but.
And then you smelled like you had tequila, like you was dipped in it. Like
I was drinking rosé.
For your information, she was dipped in rosé.
Classy.
Dipped in rosé. I had about a bottle and a half. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was a long work week.
Oh,
yeah.
My kind of carrying on.
Okay, Friday, free. So. Yeah, so when I saw you, you said hello, and then we were like catching up, and we were talking, carrying on, and she's just standing there, kind of like, who is this girl?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he like completely not saying it? So I was like, hi, I'm Akina. What's your name? And she's like, Amanda. And that's all I remember. And then also I was like, oh, have you been here before or something like that? And you guys were like, yeah, you guys have been there before. I don't know if together you've been to that restaurant before, but yeah. And then
that's all I saw, Your Honor.
She travels here for work, so she's been there before. So I was like, I want to go to Galley. She was like, all right, let's go.
Okay.
And then you try to press me like, oh, have you been here before? And I'm like, nigga, what? Yes.
I was drunk. It's like, what else do you talk about? Like, you don't even leave the house. I'll never see you in the streets. Like, where you been? I've never seen. I could count on my hand. I've known you for years, and I've probably seen you out in public.
But where the fuck am I supposed to be? Like,
well,
like,
I mean, I run into people in the street.
Right.
I'm just like, I don't be like.
I mean, I do, like, you know.
I guess back in the day, I used to run into you.
Nah, I don't think I've run into you before.
Okay, then.
Like, nah, I don't know you, sis. Never happened.
I used to see you at the recording studio.
No.
That was late. That was very late.
Oh, yeah.
There was so many functions. I just don't remember.
But no, the way I move now, like I'll be out like on the weekend or I'll be late at night. But I mean, during the week, I don't just be out like at regular functions all the time.
I mean, not during the week though.
This weekend I was out a lot. I went to the fucking Uptown Dykeman, which is like I don't even want to go anymore. So like, I don't know how it has turned very ghetto. It's not even fun anymore.
Yeah,
it's not.
Really? No. I've never actually. Well, I've been once.
I can't go above 125th Street. That's my limit. Like, I don't be up there.
I went above there once. I forget what that name.
It was a long night.
It was.
Wait, the Heights?
It's past all of that. It's like 200s. Like what?
That's probably Dykeman.
Is that Dykeman? It's called something else though.
Oh, I don't know.
With the S, is it?
What?
I don't. It's
With
like
the
a different
S.
neighborhood. Like it's 200 something. Like
in Manhattan or in the Bronx?
It's like
that's the Bronx.
Is it the Bronx? I don't fucking know. Like once I leave Midtown, everything is the Bronx.
You get to 59th Street and be like, "Whoa, the Bronx! Look at this!"
I've probably been to the Bronx less than 5 times. One time I went.
Wait, your whole life?
Yes.
I thought she meant like a year. Okay.
No.
That's fair. That's fair though.
The one time I went, there was a Rottweiler running in the street with no collar in traffic, and I was like, "Oh, this is different."
What time of day was this?
This was daytime, like probably noon.
That is typical Bronx shit. No,
I was like, "Oh, it's different."
That's mad funny. The Bronx is an odd place.
I think that's the last time I went.
Yeah, the Bronx.
I stopped shading the Bronx, but whatever.
I did too.
I just can't go. I can't live up there.
These are just observations now.
I just can't. I just came to the understanding that me and the Bronx cannot have a marriage together. Like it's just not my.
I can stop by. You know, I can do weekend visitation, but to be there all the time,
you know what? Do an annual visitation.
Not just
okay. Facts.
Not even shade, but I feel like I'm so cluttered when I'm up there. Like everything's on top of me, and you can't go.
This is no shade to the Bronx at all, but mad shade. But the Bronx just feels so grimy. Like as soon as the train gets, where is it?
I'm out.
Like, what are we doing there? Like,
oh, you saying what's there? I think like Yankee Stadium and crackheads. I think that's the only thing.
But like, what is? I gotta go.
That's it. That's the only. I mean, what? When else do you hear people talk about going to the Bronx except for the Yankees?
After they canceled the Get Down, I was not interested anymore.
Oh wow, I like how that was your one pull.
What
to the Bronx.
about J-Lo?
She don't even care about the Bronx. She says she shot her video in the Bronx. It was on a soundstage in like LA or some shit. She don't give a fuck about them. That Fiat commercial. And she was driving through the Bronx, and they were like, this was in LA. She
shot a video not that long ago in the Bronx.
Was not that long ago.
With Ja Rule? That was...
No, not that. Recently.
I don't know. Maybe that was her making up for lying to them about not shooting the original video, but she definitely shot that commercial on a soundstage in Los Angeles. But it's neither here nor there.
It's not even shading the Bronx, but like you guys said, there's nothing really up there. Like I wouldn't know anything to do up there, or any restaurants or any bars.
Like, they would feel the same way.
No, I don't think so. Because I know people that come to Brooklyn all the time and don't live in Brooklyn. They'd be like, "Oh, we going to this
Everybody
bar."
got to come to Queens.
No, we don't.
How y'all leaving this?
You gotta calm down, because Queens.
How you leaving the city?
We don't talk about it.
Brooklyn has a port now in Red Hook. You can take a cruise right from Red Hook. I'm not coming to Queens. Not coming to Queens.
Queens, don't push it, because Queens right next to the Bronx.
Yeah,
you got to get on there. You got to take an airplane.
I mean,
you actually don't, but
to our frequent flyer, can you please?
To our frequent.
Dragging it over here.
You think I'm an expert in
you are.
Travel?
Yes.
And I mean, we don't really.
My bad. She's in Teterboro now. She goes to Jersey.
Yeah, we go to Newark, right? I mean, listen, because that's not technically going to Queens. That's going through Queens.
Right.
Like, I'm not stopping there. You know, I just happen to have to walk through this building to get to my point of transportation. But I'm not getting, to LaGuardia and being like, whoo, all right, we here. Where the festivities? Like, that's not it.
Well, how about Citi Field?
When Beyonce goes to Citi Field is when I go to Citi Field, but she's not going to Citi Field this year, so I won't be at Citi Field.
Is in Queens?
Yeah.
I thought that was in Jersey.
That's MetLife.
Niggas moved to LA and started acting wild different, son.
I'm not familiar with Queens that much.
Most people.
Besides the girl that went to high school in Queens, I just want to put that on you.
I legitimately just stayed
Honesty?
in that neighborhood.
I was on that one block. I lived on the block of the school, so I would walk to school and then walk home and then walk back to school.
On my side. Please stay on my side. She be holding shit just like...
No, but deadass, I lived up the block from my high school.
Oh, so you literally just...
I legit would walk to school.
And on the weekends,
I came back to Brooklyn.
I mean,
you lying.
From Queens. These are lies. Wow.
Where you from? You from Cambria Heights.
Yo.
And I was rooting for you. Wow.
Nah, you let Brooklyn down.
I do.
Mm-hmm. That's why she had to move to LA. Because she gave up on Brooklyn. Was living in Queens.
Here we go.
I was like, what segue is that? I mean, I'm not going to do my own talking, but I feel like Brooklyn is the best borough. After Manhattan.
You feel like
Manhattan.
After Manhattan.
I feel like Manhattan gets the rap because everyone can get to it, but I think culturally Brooklyn is the best borough.
Brooklyn is the best.
Isn't Manhattan the best borough?
No, but I think it's the most convenient for people.
In the 80s.
In the 80s, yeah, when 42nd Street was like a pawn shop. Like,
you spend the day outside
when it was like
in Manhattan,
fun.
You want to kill somebody. Manhattan's
now.
It's very I just think every borough. I've come to understand that every borough has its own different things.
Every borough has its thorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what does Staten Island have?
Hope and faith.
Damn, remember that?
We might go to the Bronx before we go to Staten Island.
I would definitely go to. I would go to the Bronx 3 times one day on the 2 train before I went to Staten Island.
I'm not hopping on no ferry.
Yeah,
like that's the only way I could get off.
Yeah, I'm gonna be late to my job every day.
So the ghetto, a boat, the ghetto. So we take a cruise home. No, it's not a cruise, just a dusty boat. I literally ride the ferry 1 time a year. That's when my niece comes to New York, my nephews, and they're like, "Oh, children, a boat. Great, let's do it." And I'm like, okay.
It's like a good, cheap way to see the Statue of
Liberty.
Right?
But,
for real?
You get you a regular. Right? You get you a nice on the regular.
I'm saying for tourists. If
really?
you have people that come in.
I went to Statue of Liberty once. That's because it was a field trip.
I've never been in my life.
Yeah, I didn't go.
I don't do good with islands. Like, like once you on the island, you stuck on that island.
Like Governor's Island?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't. Randall's Island, all those islands, like, whoa, this is it? This is a stopping point? How do we get off?
Yeah, I
think I went to Randall's.
Randall's is nice.
It's kind of cool.
I had no desire to go to Ellis Island because me, a nigga, Ellis Island, the whites. I was like,
I was like, don't watch Hitch too many times. Going to Ellis Island for
no, not because it's stupid. No, I was because people were like, because you go and people look at the wall because you sign the book when you come to Ellis Island or whatever.
Who signed the book?
They signed the book.
Oh.
Okay, first misconception because I always thought Statue of Liberty was on Ellis Island. It's not. It's a whole different island.
Yeah.
Like the statue lives here in Ellis Island. It's like 20 minutes away by boat or some shit.
They're not even connected.
They're not connected
in
at
way.
all.
No.
And I was like, so what the fuck is this?
Statue of Liberty was a gift, and now don't ask me who gifted it to us.
France.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you.
But
glad y'all did your history.
I mean, that's like
smart.
I feel like that's a. I feel like that was a throwaway question, right? Now, if you would have said what year, then I'd be like, okay, 1871. I don't know. But when people came through Ellis Island, they signed the name in the book, and then now they've like done it up where they put everybody's name that's signed on a wall. So when we went, it was a bunch of older white people, I guess, looking for their names on the wall, and I was like, well, I'm not going to look for no names because still a nigga. But apparently, according to my mother, somebody came through Ellis Island, so I have to go back and look. I'm
Check
like,
it out.
Came through how is a better question, but came through. So anyway,
Happy
Juneteenth,
happy
everybody.
Juneteenth, yes.
So this Jay and Beyonce album came out.
Wow!
We were just talking about this, actually.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Surprisingly, Akina likes it, and I'm not.
What?
That big of
I do like
so,
it.
What's your favorite song?
So what do you like about it?
It's like,
Whisper. Go ahead. Whisper.
Okay.
all right.
weird.
So I think this is a New York thing.
So odd.
But like, it makes me feel like summertime in like a car with like your significant other or like your friends just driving through. Like,
no, you know what's funny? They really do make that type of music. Most of the songs they have together remind me of like let's put the top down and just ride out. Yeah,
like it's just good. I love it. I actually do really like it.
No,
I mean,
so
I still can't stand Beyonce. Sorry, Beehive, but I can't. Malcolm, it's okay.
Malcolm
it's okay.
All right, well, this was great.
I feel like if you ever heard me out, you would
further questions.
understand.
It's not that you can't
No, I love Beyonce the artist. Just Beyonce the individual creeps me.
Like her personality.
Oh, that's fair.
The personality.
No, that's fair.
Why? Tell me what it is.
She's creepy, yo.
Because she left the elevator smiling.
Yeah, that shit. I never
I think
looked
she
at her
got
the same.
mad like side shit. Like she probably like drinks like on a regular like mad wine.
Beyonce definitely gets
Take
high.
a drink.